He's been here on vacation, maybe just a few times, several times, or maybe he's been coming for a number of years and he really likes the country. But for some reason, he comes out here and it doesn't work out and he has to move back to his own country. So today I'll give you the top 20 reasons I've seen why guys have come out here with a full-time plan to retire in Thailand, but they've ended up going back home after maybe 6 months or 9 months, okay? And as always, I've marked I've got 20 bullet points here, but I will talk about each bullet point, okay? So number one is they arrive thinking they're on a permanent holiday instead of actually living here. So what I mean by that is, guys, when they come out here on vacation, it's just that, it's a vacation. They come out with their holiday money for a good time. Now, when you come out here to live, you can't live like you're on holiday. You know, maybe guys who entertain the ladies or go drinking every night. You've got to kind of live a different lifestyle if you live here full time. Unless you're a mega wealthy man, you're going to run out of money anyway. So when you come out here, sometimes it can be very, very difficult because especially if you live in an apartment by yourself and you know 10 minutes away, you've got somewhere like Nana Plaza and you're into that sort of thing. Some guys just can't hack it. They go out, they do their money and they end up having to go home and maybe work again. Okay, number two. They underestimate the cost of living and run out of money quicker than expected. So this is quite a common theme. Guys will watch videos about, you know, you get these YouTubers, especially younger guys, they say they can live out here on, I don't know, 25,000 baht a month. You know, they're eating street food, but they don't talk about the cost of visas, the cost of insurance, the cost of emergencies. And guys come out here and they make a budget for themselves and it just doesn't work out because there's always more costs that come into play that they haven't budgeted for. And if you come out on a shoestring budget, some guys will come out of the UK on their old age pension, for instance, which isn't very much. I think at the moment, if you're on a full pension, it's about 40,000 baht a month. It's not very much at all. So that's another reason they'll come out here and they just run out of money and they'll find it's not as cheap as they thought it was. Number three, they spend too much time in bars and let drinking take over their life. So this is something they might not do wherever they come from. You might go out to your local bar or your local pub now and again or at weekends, but here it's very, very tempting because there's a lot more on offer in the bars, in the entertainment scene than there is probably where you come from. And the pull is just too much for some guys. They end up going out and they spend all the time in the bars. And again, like number one, they basically run out of money. They haven't got enough to live out here. Number four, they get involved with the wrong kind of women and lose everything financially and emotionally. Well, you listen to my stories every Saturday morning, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. They meet a girl in a bar, they think she's different, they fall in love, they trust her, they transfer funds to her account or they put things in the girl's names, it gets stolen and that's the end of it. He's already 60 plus, he can't brush himself off and just go home and get another job. He's got to try to figure out something else. Number five, they fail to learn even basic Thai, which makes daily life frustrating. Now, if you live in somewhere like a tourist area in Bangkok or Pattaya, for instance, and you don't learn Thai, it's not such a big deal because most people in tourist areas have got a basic grasp of English. They can communicate with you. But if you're one of those guys, you don't want to live in a tourist area, you know, you want to go up to Isan or you want to live in a very quiet coastal town. If you don't speak any Thai, then it's going to be very, very frustrating because you'll go into restaurants. You know, in the tourist areas, they have photographs of all the food. They have it in English and Thai, so it's very easy to choose a meal. Whereas in a lot of rural areas, for the most part, and very towns and cities that are not really populated, not cities, but smaller towns that are not really populated with tourists, you're going to struggle. You just ordering your food is going to be a struggle. So it's a good idea to try and learn some Thai. Guys get frustrated out here and, you know, some of them end up just going back home. They can't handle the frustration. Number six, they come with the mindset that Thailand should adapt to them instead of the other way around. Well, that's self-explanatory, isn't it? Guys come out here and they don't want to get into the culture. They don't want to learn the language and they expect every Thai they meet should speak English and they should have their same Western values. It doesn't work like that. You have to adapt to the Thai way of life if you're going to live out here as a Thai, as it were. Number seven, they try to set up a business without understanding Thai laws and end up losing money. This is a very common one. So Again, guys come out here on vacation, maybe somewhere like Pattaya, for instance, and they want to stay out here. They're desperate to stay out here, but they don't have enough money. And they think, I know, I'll open a beer bar and I can live above the beer bar and I can, I'll make enough income with my Thai girlfriend. And it doesn't work out because it's just what Pattaya needs, isn't it? Another bar. It's very, very tough. The bar business is very, very tough. If you don't know what you're doing, you'll soon go out of business, as it were. And not only bars, there's a lot of other businesses that people try to invest in to open, and they just don't work and they've lost everything. Number 8, they compare everything to back home instead of accepting Thailand for what it is. Now, for me personally, part of the charm of Thailand is that everything doesn't always work correctly. If you arrange to meet somebody at a certain time of the day, they might be up to an hour late, and it's the same excuse, it's the traffic. But again, I think everything not working properly all the time is part of the charm of being here. But you'll hear a lot of guys, they'll walk down the road and the pavements might be uneven, and they're complaining that back home their pavements are really good, and here they're all broken up, and they just, again, they get frustrated, and it just wears them down, and after a number of months they just think, no, I'm going to go back home. Number 9, they move here with no backup plan if things go wrong. So again, I'll give you an example of a backup plan, okay? So I know guys who have come out here and they've got girlfriends, been with them for years, and they decide to build them a house in their village, okay? I don't know the exact price, okay? But their backup plan is they wouldn't have bought it if they didn't have the money to survive after that. So a lot of guys have said to me, I've actually said it's a bit risky, isn't it, buying your girlfriend a house? And they've said, look, if I lost it, it wouldn't change my life. I've got enough income that, okay, I don't want to lose money, but it wouldn't change my life. So the backup plan is always being able to get out of the mess that gets created. Number 10, they fall out with other expats and cut themselves off socially. Now, this is something that I have seen very often. You'll get guys who come out here and they're self-opinionated, they're argumentative, they won't let people prove them wrong, and eventually people get fed up of them. The expat community is quite cliquey in some areas, and people talk, and when you get somebody out here who's a bit difficult to deal with, they just, there's a lot of nice people in Thailand as well, expats and Thais, and he'll just eventually lose all of his friends, and he'll be like a social leper. Nobody will want to talk to him, and nobody wants to be here by themselves, do they? Number 11, they don't plan for healthcare properly, assuming Thailand is always cheap, and then get a nasty shock when they see the price of private hospitals. So I'm a great example of this. I don't have health insurance here for the simple reason, I've made videos about it before, so I won't go into it too much, but basically they wouldn't insure me for a heart attack or a stroke because of pre-existing conditions. I'm fine, but I'm on statins and things, So I self-insure. I put money in the bank so that if something drastic happens, I've got the funds to cover it. If it was too much and I had to continue treatment, I might have to go back home. But you've got to come out with some kind of a health plan. Either you've got the money, enough money sitting in the bank, or you take out health insurance if they'll insure you. And also you need to choose your hospital wisely, because a lot of hospitals in Thailand, they're very, very good, but they do vary in price. Okay, number 12, they try to show off and live a lifestyle beyond their budget. So one thing that impresses the Thais out here, they're very dress conscious, jewellery conscious, and they'll, there's no saying don't judge a book by the cover, but here they do. So if you're wearing a nice Rolex watch, you're wearing a nice, you dress very nice, long trousers, pants for the Americans, you get noticed, as opposed to wearing a Singer vest with a pair of flip-flops, you'll be putting a totally different character. So what some guys try and do, they try and impress, and what happens is they live beyond their means. So they start buying gold change. When they go out, they start throwing the cash around a little bit. And again, those sort of people run out of money and end up having to go back home, unfortunately. Number 13, they don't respect Thai culture and end up offending people. We've seen this over and over, especially with younger people who don't know. There's some a lot of holy sites here in Thailand. The Thais are very religious, Buddhism, and you see, we've seen people dancing on statues, religious statues, and not being respectful, or trying to go into a temple with a singlet on and shorts. You know, you just can't do it. You will offend the Thais, and that's not what you want to do if you live here. Number 4, they trust the wrong people with money, business or relationships. Well, this goes back to what I was saying before. Some of the foreigners out here are just out to rob you as well. You might, I'm from England, right? So I've just got here today and I meet a bunch of English guys and I might think, well, they're from my country. You know, one of them's gonna, he's told me he'll take me under his wing, show me around, look after me. I'm automatically going to trust him, right? Because we come from the same country. But that's wrong to do that, because there is a lot of people out here, foreigners, who survive out here by ripping off other people. So be very, very careful who you trust your money with.